As a minority at the table, as a black gay man in America, I think it's very simple. We want a seat at the table. White men have a seat at the table.
You don't have one? You're sitting right here.
How many openly black gay legislators do we have? How many openly black gay members of Congress that we have?
I don't count them. And you know what? There are not a lot of short guys in the NBA, and I don't count that either.
When it comes to
I don't watch basketball and go, where is Greg Gutfeld?
Greg Gutfeld, of course, having another one of his mask-off moments and admitting that he doesn't believe black or gay people, necessarily need to be part of our government to represent the groups or the identity that they are part of. But I thought what he said there was interesting because the comparison he made between someone serving as a black gay lawmaker is clearly very different. It's just different from a short person playing professional basketball. Being short in professional basketball is a pretty significant disadvantage in that professional sport. Being a gay black representative or senator or lawmaker is not in any way a disadvantage. So it's a weird comparison, but I think it kind of shows you where Gutfeld's head is at when it comes to diversity in Congress. But I'm curious what you think about that exchange, Waz.
Look, it's hard for me to ever feel bad when Uncle Toms and go on Fox News and they get clowned by the people that they volunteered to work with. So it's hard for me to get pretty, riled up about the idea that this guy doesn't think openly gay black folks deserve a seat at the table in, governance. That I can't get riled up about that because you made your bed, now laying it. However, what I would like to ask that openly gay black man at the table, which openly gay black guys should have a seat at the table? You know what I mean? Like, cause we don't have to pretend that everybody is exactly the same. Like where they coming from, what are their backgrounds educationally, monetarily? Like I would like to know, who are these gay black guys that we're sending to govern the country? And are they gonna be from a diverse background, or are they just gonna be the type of cats who get to have a job at Fox News?
Yeah, and I have to say, well, there are, I don't know if this is an indictment on me or if it's a good thing. I just want everyone to be treated fairly, equally, right? So apologies if this makes me look bad, but there are 2 openly gay black members of Congress, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were gay, because I don't care. I don't care about their sexuality. Again, I don't want them to be discriminated against. I want them to have a seat at the table, but in the grand scheme of things, their personal identity, their sexual orientation, it has no bearing on my life at all, right? I just want them to be treated with dignity like everyone else. That's it. But yeah, Richie Torres and Mondaire Jones became the first 2 gay black lawmakers ever elected to Congress. And currently there are 61 black members of Congress, which is actually much higher than I thought. And that comes out to 11% of Congress, which is a record amount. Also, there are currently 11 LGBTQ lawmakers in Congress. That comes out to 2% of congressional lawmakers, which is also a record amount. And so we're seeing, on one hand, it's a great thing, right? We are seeing more representation of various groups. We're seeing more diversity in Congress, and I love that. At the same time, it's really interesting to see how the conditions under which the very groups of people they're representing have not really improved, right? So this idea of the big solution is just to have diverse lawmakers isn't really a solution, because it's not just about what their identity is, it's about what they represent, what their value system is, what they want to do for the very constituents that elect them into power in the first place.
Yeah, and I would love to know from that black gay homie from Fox News, what specific needs in his own life that aren't being met right now that would be met by having more black gay members of Congress, etc., more black gay members in, on their staffs, etc. I would love to know what his individual needs that aren't being met, because I bet the only individual needs are the sort of emotional hit, the nice feeling he would get by just knowing that there were more people up there. I don't know that this guy has any material, actual needs that aren't being met right now. That would be by having more people that look like him and come from the same background as far as their sexual preferences. Him. I would love to hear what he had to say about that. Now, people that are in underserved, poor communities who happen to be black and happen to be gay, yeah, they're going through it a lot, and they need a lot of help with a lot of things. I don't know necessarily that this brother, as lost as he may be, Anna, I don't know that any of his needs aren't actually being met.
Yeah, so I should just disclose, he's been on TYT in the past. I think his name is. We'll look it up in a second. I'm sorry, I just blanked. But he's been on the show before. He's not a bad guy, but I hear what you're saying. And look, I think that there is something valuable in showing up to the Fox News house and and representing a perspective that's never Richard Fowler. Okay, I just wanted to double check, make sure I had that name right. I think it's important. Like if you're going on there to play patty cakes with them, I agree with your take 100%. And we've seen all sorts of alleged progressives go on Tucker Carlson's show and like fillet him in real time. And like, I'm not in favor of that. But if you're gonna go on and push back against whatever narrative that they have, I like that. I think that could be useful. But I hear what you're saying. Far too often we see people get lured in by the money or the fame, and then they immediately turn their back on what they claim to be their values.
I mean, you take a job at Fox News, like the vibes, man. Like this, and by the way, dude had a point. You are at the table. Like they put your ass on Fox News. That's the point. Having more of you guys up there doesn't do anything for anybody. You could put 3 more of him up there on Fox News, put him on Joe Biden's staff. It wouldn't do anything for anybody who actually needed stuff done for themselves.
Yeah, it's all about the substance and what you want to fight for. And I 100% agree with that point.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. We really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.